My name is Mark Wills. I'm honored and blessed to be a notary, mentor to so many different signing agents from across this country. Every single Monday, I jump on and try to help notaries build their business.
What's up,
How you
Mark?
been, bro?
Okay, man. Making a lot of progress. A lot
Good,
more before.
good. First off, tell everybody where you're
So,
from. What part?
Carson, which is in Los Angeles, California.
Perfect, man. All right, so where are we at in our business, bro? Talk to
Um,
me.
I just called my first signing service right before this live.
How'd that feel? Your very first one?
Yeah, I was nervous, man. My heart's still pumping.
Love. Hey, first off, proud of you, dude. So before we jump into that call, I want to slow down and you should congratulate yourself. Most people don't do it scared. You know that feeling in your chest that stops most people. You are not most people.
Man,
Okay.
yeah,
So that is the good news. I promise you it's going to get easier with each one.
for sure.
So how'd that call go? Talk to me. Let's walk through that together.
I found it pretty easy because I had already been on a Zoom webinar with team, right?
Yeah.
So in that call and that Zoom, I was able to ask her a question.
Yeah.
So I think I already had that little bit of a weight. Not to mention we're all LSS, so that made it a lot easier for me to be able to introduce myself. And that's kind of my plan of attack. I'm gonna attack the loan signing system student owned signing services, right?
Love it.
And it will.
Let me stop you real quick. So where are we and you're mentally here about going direct?
You know what? I'm pretty good. My only excuse, and it's kind of lame, is I don't have like business cards yet or whatever, right?
Okay. Let's talk through that real quick.
Yeah.
What I love real quick about you, man, is you were processed and you knew your coach was going to come after those excuses. Now, let me say first thing, Bill. Okay. You don't need business cards.
Okay. Yeah.
Because in the beginning, we are in the business card collecting phase. Here's the truth, bro. You're gonna walk in, jump off a business card, they're probably not gonna call you back. You need to go up for the follow-up. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, yeah.
So here's my 2 cents and I love how you called yourself out on it, so I didn't have to. But we got to remember in the beginning, what I don't love about business cards is sometimes as signing agents, we hide behind them. You walk in, drop on your business card, then you're like, I'm out. When you don't have a business card, you're forced to have a conversation. Does that make sense? Versus like when things get uncomfortable, what happens when you have a business card? The moment it gets uncomfortable, you drop your card and you leave.
Yeah.
If you have no business card, then you have to work through that discomfort. Does that make sense? So let's get out there and let's get this party started. Because remember, they're not going to use you the day after you walk in. You're going to have to follow up with them. So your job now is to do what you just did, just work through the nerves. Now, let me give you a little piece of advice. You ready? So you're in Carson. What is a town that is 45 or 50 minutes away? Give me a town.
Orange County.
Okay, cool. So it's called Irvine. So here's what I want you to do, okay? So I actually want you to start marketing direct in Irvine.
Okay.
Why? Because I want you to get all your nerves out of the way from people farthest from you. See, what happens a lot of times, new signing agents like you're nervous, and then you go to the title closest to your house, and then you're like, why would you fumble through a conversation with someone who's close to you? You want to start wide and then start having those conversations as you get close. So I don't want you working in Irvine. Now, I'm not going to get mad if someone in Irvine uses you, but what I really want to do is get you to kind of get those nerves farther away from town. Does that make sense? And then as you get more comfortable, then you hit up the offices in Carson. But a lot of times we do the opposite. We Google the ones that are closest to us, and then we bumble them, and then we get, and you almost kind of lose that magic moment. And you don't want to, you want to create that magic moment as you get better. So my recommendation to you is just pick like 4 or 5 escrow offices 45 minutes away from you. Start there. You're going to be nervous, right? You're going to bumble through the script, but do that closer, farther away, from your home base than closer. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So utilize that advice. Go out this week. I want you to make a commitment to me, okay? You're in front of 100 people live. 2,000 people watch this before the end, all right? So can we commit to going to one title company this week?
Absolutely.
Okay. Beg, Mark, I commit to that. Let me hear it.
Yeah, I commit to going.
Beg. Let's go. I mean, at the end of the day, the earlier you get through those nerves, the better off you're going to be. And let me tell you, I'm going to end with this. The number one regret from a successful signing agent is I wish I went direct sooner. That is the number one.
Yeah.
And so all that tells me is they wish they would have worked through their nerves sooner. That's it. And so I'm proud of you, man, for making that phone call. Let's get out. What are you going to say?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's part of the reasoning why I wanted to do the signing services first. The only other problem with that is I don't have a printer. So not having a printer, I'm like, I could just go to, go direct.
There you go.
Do that.
There you go. Remember, direct print your own docs. And we've had a lot of students in your position where they're almost forced to go direct because they couldn't afford the printer.
Yeah.
So that is like one of those things that push in the direction. I love it, man.
Mm-hmm.
But look, just keep doing what you're doing today. Push past those nerves.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Start a little bit farther from your house, maybe 45 minutes in LA is not, in Irvine, maybe it's a little bit closer, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just don't want you bumbling through the ones closer to you.
Mm-hmm.
I anticipate it. Now I'm gonna end with this, okay? What I want you to do is have realistic expectations on what's about to go down. You're gonna be nervous. You might drop the ball. I bet you won't, but what happens sometimes is new students have this crazy expectation to be good at something they've never done. So as long as you have your expectations aligned, you're gonna start banging through these dudes. So remember, we learn by doing. Let's go out and get it, baby. Let's go.
Go. Thank you.
I'm proud of you. Oh my God. Did you guys hear that right now? My man Adam called this first signing service. Remember, just because you get a text message doesn't mean you can't call them up and say, I would like that closing. Going direct means you go directly to the real estate agents, the lenders, and the escrow offices, and you don't lean on the signing service to do your marketing for you. You do your marketing direct. So let's go to Rosanna, Linda, and my man Michael. So, man, what a good day. We're getting people on. Let's go. Rosanna, what's up?
Hello.
How are you?
Hey, great. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Okay, first off, hold on. Tell everybody where you're from so everybody knows your location.
Lancaster, California,
right.
the Antelope
We
Valley.
got two back-to-back
Lancaster,
Callies.
Palmdale area, yeah.
All right, talk to me, girl.
So last year I took a leap of faith. I saw you, it was like I was thinking of doing this and you were all over my For You page and everything. So I was like, click, let's just do this. And I started doing it and I've been, done the whole LSS thing, but I get stumped on the test. And even though I go back and I continuously do it and I research and I've learned quite a bit, I still get stuck. But everything that I've redone and go back to and look at, it always answers something I might have done wrong.
Yes.
So that's first and foremost. Second thing is that, like the gentleman previous, I am a little bit intimidated, scared of going direct. And I did get a really good lead, and I'm actually going to be going there right now after this.
Well, let me stop you real quick if that's okay.
Oh my
Can
God.
you explain to me what you're intimidated about so I can help you through that? So look, being intimidated and scared is totally normal. I'm your coach, so I want to kind of help you through those blocks. So try to be specific with me so I can try to help you through that. What do you need to study more? What don't you need to study more? So what are you intimidated about? Answer me that.
I think I overthink things.
Okay.
For example, and this is a question that I was actually going to ask you. One of the test questions on the LSS thing, it's got the closing disclosures, other costs, and loan costs. For some reason in that, and if you could explain that to me, maybe that's one of the things. For some reason, I see them as the same thing, or am I overthinking it?
Yeah, no, you're not overthinking. It's a great question. So loan costs are costs specifically charged to get that loan. For instance, an appraisal.
Okay.
That is, you have to get an appraisal to get a mortgage, right? So that is a loan cost. Okay. An escrow charge. You have to pay that escrow charge to get the loan. It's a loan cost. Does that make sense? So loan costs are costs specific to the loan. Okay. Now, if somebody takes out a mortgage and they have interest on the mortgage, is that a loan cost or is that a cost to have the mortgage?
Cost to have the mortgage.
Perfect. That's other costs. So loan costs are the only costs that you have to have this fee in order to get the loan. Those are loan costs. But let's say someone has insurance. Is that a cost to get the loan or is that a cost just to own a home?
Cost to have the home.
That's right. So that's not a loan cost. So all of the other costs are costs that aren't specific to getting the mortgage. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So let's say someone has to pay property taxes. Is that an other cost or is that a cost to get the loan? Property taxes.
Property taxes is other costs.
That's right. Now you get it. So loan costs are costs to get the actual loan, like a processing fee. That is a loan cost. Does that make sense?
Yes.
A title
Yes.
charge, is that a loan cost?
Yes.
Yes. Why?
Okay.
Why?
Because you have to record it. It's
That's right. So that is a
process.
cost to get this loan. It is not an other cost. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So
Yes.
a loan cost is just cost specific to get the loan. But here's where it gets confusing is some borrowers go, well, how come all my fees are $5,000? The lender goes, well, those aren't all loan costs. That's why they divided it up. So the lenders are like, no, look, dude, it's only $2,200 to get the loan. The other $3,000 is property taxes, interest. So they divide it up so the borrower doesn't feel like they're getting charged $5,000. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because the borrower is not getting charged $5,000. They're getting charged $2,200 or whatever those are. And then the other fees are just home associated costs.
Okay.
Did I explain that?
The reason I even brought that up was because it happened to me a week ago. Everything was great. And then that question, I was like,
and that's why you have a coach, girl.
You said, call the person that gives you the position, gives you the job, and ask. And I said, I said to them, I said, you know what, I'm sorry. I can't go into detail so much of what everything is, but why don't we give them a call?
Yeah.
We were so everything sorted out and they were happy. But in the moment, I was like, in my head, I'm like, if I want to go direct, I can't answer this question for a signing service that I'm doing this. I don't want to. And I think it's just personal, trying to be as perfect as possible, which is impossible. But I want to do my best for that.
All right, so I want to go back to something real quick.
Yes.
So why are we intimidated?
I think because I feel I may not represent them very well.
Okay, let me stop you there. Okay? Those are limiting beliefs. Let's talk about it. So how do you overcome limiting beliefs? And I'm going to show you how.
Okay.
So how many closings have you done error-free?
Many.
100?
I would say maybe about 80%, 85% of the ones I've done.
Okay. So, but how many? Give me a number. 80 closings error-free? 50?
I would say 50.
Okay. So why are you? Okay, so you've done 50 closings with 0 errors. Why aren't you remembering that before you walk in?
Oh, you're good.
That makes sense. See, what's happening is before you go in, you're choosing to remember what you're not good at versus choosing to remember what you are. And so this is how you overcome limiting beliefs. And so your job at that moment is like, why am I intimidated? Well, I don't feel good enough. Okay, cool. So how do you overcome this feeling I don't feel good enough is you remind yourself that you are good enough by facts. What is a fact? You've done 50 closings error-free. Like, why aren't you giving yourself kudos for that? Does that make sense? So my coaching is when before you go into these moments, it is a decision whether we're going to think about what's good or what's bad. You're just allowing yourself to think about what's bad versus what's good. And by the way, this is a behavior change you have to make. Okay. That's why you have a coach. Okay. So next time you feel that's why I asked specifically, what were you intimidated about? And you said, I don't feel like I'm good enough. Well, then I'm like, 50 closings, girl. Like, what about 50 closings isn't good enough? Does that make sense?
I think because I try to like the training that you give on the LSS and everything, and I refer back to it a lot. I think because I look at that and I see how you tell us try to do everything, and I always hear in my mind's the voice in my head saying do this and that. But the one thing that I have done is if I make a mistake.
Oh, I can't hear you. I can't hear. Okay, now okay.
On the times that I did mess up, I said, you know what? I acknowledge my error. Let me fix this.
Okay.
I never say, no, it wasn't my
I'm going to end. Girl, I want you to, we got to focus on what's going to move you to the next
right.
one. Okay.
So I'm not going to do that anymore.
Okay. So do you know you're a good signing agent?
Yes.
Let me say that one more time. Do you know you're a good signing agent?
Yes.
Say it one more time. I want loud. Do you know you are a good signing agent?
Yes, I am.
There I go. So that's what you remember before you walk in.
Okay.
You know you're good. Say it a few times. Like, you know, you've done 50 closings error free. So what we got to do is, okay, now I'm going to end with this and I'll get to the next student. Okay. But listen, our body, I'm going to get a little deep with you. Okay. Is that okay? So our bodies are designed to prevent us from doing things that are scary. Okay. So the voices in our head are actually a good thing, because if you're driving too fast, there's a voice that says, slow down. You know what I mean? Like, it's a good voice.
Yes.
But you have to remember, when you hear the voice, when you're going marketing, you have to distinguish whether that's a good time or a bad time. When you're going 100 miles down the freeway, that's a good time to hear the voice. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But when you're at a closing office, you got to say, I am good at what I do. Because that is how you overcome, make sure that voice. The reason I had you say it loud, because you got to say it louder than the silent voice in your head. Okay?
Yeah.
So,
I'm going to do that from now on.
Okay. I'm going to end with this.
Yes.
Can I get a commitment from you, like I did Adam, that you are going to go to one title company and introduce yourself this week?
I'm doing that right now, actually.
All right, let's go. Let me know how it goes. And remember what you do well. Stop remembering what you do bad.
Okay.
All right, go.
I will.
Get them. Let's go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye. Oh my gosh, what a good conversation. I want to talk to you who out there has these limiting beliefs. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I can't do this. Why are you thinking about what you can't do versus what you can do? Say that one more time. If you can think negatively, you can think positively. Look, that is a learned behavior. That is called being intentional with our thoughts. It's not that I don't have negative thoughts, but I choose when I have negative thoughts to have positive thoughts. That is your job. So remember, if you can think negatively, you can think positively. Let me say this, and I don't know if you need to hear this right now, but your actions and your mindset and your behaviors got you where you are today. And if you don't like where you are today, then you need new thoughts, new behaviors, and new mindset. Let me say that one more time. The actions and thoughts and your behaviors today got you the results of your experience. If you want different results, then you got to have new behaviors. You have to have new thought processes. You got to think and act differently. So if you are listening to your voices, you got to stop, because you are enough. You are amazing. You are worthy. Let's go, baby. All right, who we got? Let's go with Linda Rod. What is going on, everybody? Let's go. You are good enough. You are worthy. Let's go, man. John,
Hello?
how you been, baby?
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing? Okay, you're not driving, I hope. I'm looking in the background. We're good.
No, I'm in the parking lot.
All right, good. So, John, tell everybody where you're from. Tell everybody where you're from, man.
I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, Missouri in the house.
In the house. Yeah.
All right, what can I help you with today?
Well, so I am working on like my direct marketing right now, and I was just wondering, like, your approach on how to like do follow-ups whenever you go, like you go there one time, and then like what's your approach to like your secondary follow-up?
So how long, I'm going to flip this back to you, because I'm going to teach you to fish, not give you a fish. So you bought my course. How many weeks did it take for you to buy my course from the first time you saw me? How many weeks, more or less?
Probably like 4 weeks.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to ask you this, because what I'm trying to teach you is the way you buy things is the way other people buy things. For some reason, we think like we're all different, and we're not. That's why advertising works, right?
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Okay, so it took you 4 weeks. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to let you know is you did not buy me the first time you saw me. The reason I want to share that is because too many times new signing agents get discouraged. They call me up, they email me, Mark, I went to a title company, they had a great first meeting. How come they haven't given me a signing yet? And then I'll ask him when I just asked you. I'm like, oh, well, how many weeks did it take for you to buy my course? 6 months. I'm like, it took you 6 months to buy my course, but yet you're frustrated somebody hasn't bought you the first time. So the reason I share that is to get your expectations in alignment. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you, I'm going to continue to coach you here. So the first coaching is just going to have realistic expectations. They might need to see you 2 or 3 times. So then you ask me, what do I need to say? So let me flip that back to you. What did you need to hear in 4 weeks for you to buy my course? So you saw me. You're like, all right, I'm kind of into Mark. He's cool-ish.
Sure.
What did you need to hear before you said yes to me? Just think about it out loud.
You know, it was probably more like the reassurance that like, yeah, like we're gonna like figure this out together, and you'll have the tools to succeed.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you there.
So
I'm gonna stop you. So what should you probably tell them?
that I can give them the tools to succeed.
And you used the best word. What was the first word you used?
Uh,
Reassurance.
Reassured, yeah.
So
Reassurance, yeah.
what should you probably do to your prospective clients? Reassure them.
them, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so when you reassure somebody, do you actually need to say anything new? No. What are you doing?
Just repeat, rinse and repeat.
Because what are you doing? You're reassure. All I did for you over 4 weeks is just reassure you. I didn't say anything new, did I? No. I just reassured you that everything you heard the first time was the same the second, third, fourth, and fifth time. And so the reason I coach that man is because the way you buy things is the way they buy things.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of times as new notaries, we overthink it. And it's like, no, man, just say what you said the first time. All they want is reassurance.
Yeah.
Okay, let me end with this. Is a lot of times following up is not about what you say. Following up shows them so much more than what you say. It shows consistency. People who are consistent are trustworthy, right? Okay. It shows them, wow, if this person is showing up every week, it has none of my business. Imagine the persistence he has as my son. So a lot of times people get confused that, oh, what do I say? It's not what you say. It's your actions that show more than what you say. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so
Definitely.
My point is I don't overthink it. Now, let me just make sure you're saying a few things in your script where I'm going to coach you on the last way out. But was the first part of this coaching, did that land?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Now, I'm going to end with this, okay? And I hope everyone hears me on this. I hope this doesn't crush your dreams, but like they obviously have a notary before you walked in. Fair?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Respect that. See, a lot of notaries don't. So they walk in, they're like, what up? I want to be your notary versus like, I'm sure your notary's freaking awesome.
Yeah. No, that's what I lead with. I'm like, hey, like, I understand you have notaries that you know and love, and you know, but if you find yourself in a bind, like, give me a call. I'd be more than happy.
And that's all you got to say, dog. You say that on repeat. Does that make sense? Because the saying it on repeat, what reassures them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so you have a great energy. You got a great smile. Your job is to redo that. So I'll end with this, okay? Is by reassuring them what you're really doing is they need to be able to visualize, can this person represent me at the closing table? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So by following up, they're like, you know what? I could see John representing me at the closing table. So that might take 2, 3, or 4 times. So in conclusion, don't change the pitch. Just reassure them. Okay. Yeah. Number 2, once a week in person is the max I would show up. So what I think, if you're really persistent, once a week email, once a week in person, you're golden. Yeah. Okay.
Would you like flip those? Like 1 week it's an email, next week it's an in person.
Here's my last coaching. Test it. There is really no right answer. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so my point is, what I want you to understand is you're now a marketer. And so my point is sometimes you just got to test. So I'm like all the above, right? It's maybe other weeks, see what happens. Maybe with this other person you marketed to, you go every week to. So maybe let's say you're following with 4 different people. Try 4 different strategies. See which one lands. See which one lands with your personality. Maybe you're not a once a week guy. You know what I mean? Yeah. So my bigger point is what I want to coach you on the way out is just do it.
Yeah.
Whatever that looks like. I would go no farther than a month face to face.
Okay.
at the max. Is that
Definitely.
okay?
Yeah.
But like I said, remember how you buy things.
Yeah.
So other people buy things too. Don't overthink the process. Your pitch
Yeah.
is correct. Reassure them of the pitch. Now your job is to go to many of these people as possible and go. So remember, when you're trying to break into title companies, what you're really looking for is the notary, their go-to notary getting sick, their go-to notary going on vacation, their go-to notary being double booked,
Right.
right? So you're looking for one of those scenarios that you could slip in the back door. Okay. So my coaching is, if you're only going to 3 title companies and you're only putting your eggs in that one of these 3 go-to notaries, you get sick, go on vacation, go to 10. And all you're doing is letting them know, hey, if your go-to notary gets sick, goes on vacation, is double booked, I'm your guy.
Yeah.
And your job is just rotate that. And you will get someone who gets sick.
Yeah.
You will get someone who did be double booked. You will get someone who goes on vacation. You will find a notary who has to go to their son's baseball game. But my point is, if you're only doing that with 3 people, that's why you're not as busy as you want to be. So at the end of this, I want that to click.
Yeah.
Your job is just to be the backup to 10 people. See where you land. So
Yeah.
don't be doing this with just 3. So you should be working on your follow-ups and then also working on the numbers game. How many people in St. Louis know that I want to be their backup? Do that to 10, 15, 20 different people. Dude, I promise you in 30, 60 days, you'll have more direct business than you'll know what to do with. It's a numbers game and consistency.
Yeah.
Cool?
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much. Seriously. It's
All
great.
right,
Hey,
y'all, go get him. Let's go. Bye. Wow. If you didn't hear that coaching with John, rewatch that bad boy. Okay. And if you're an LSS student, you take the script, go do what you got to do, baby. Let's build a business. Kendra, what up?
Hey, how you doing? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you doing?
I am doing wonderful as
All
of
right.
now.
Tell everybody where you're from, and let's have a conversation.
I'm from Austin, Texas, hon.
We got Texas in the house.
We
Okay,
have
cool.
Texas here.
All right. What can I help you with today?
Well, I have to give props. Google business page that I put together has brought me some business, my first signing, and I was reached out by a law firm in Canada to help an individual here in Austin to perform RIFI, which will be my first signing.
Hold
So
on, that's huge, girl. Let's go.
absolutely. I'm so excited, but as well nervous. Of course, everyone's first signing,
Yeah,
we're nervous as can be. So I'm glad that this call is here so you can just get me amped
I
up for
will,
this Friday.
girl. I will. First and foremost, your expectations for you is higher than the expectations of them. So I just want you to just take a breath and realize that slow is a speed. Okay. So when I say your
Exactly.
expectations are higher than them, don't think you got to get through this in 20 minutes. Don't think you got to get this done in 60 minutes. Only thing your goal is for signing number 1 is no errors. So if you got to triple check, if you got to move slow as molasses, they're going to be thankful that you did it error free versus, oh, it only took 15 minutes. Oh, it
That's
took 30 minutes. Does that make sense? So you're going to be
absolutely.
amazing. So remember, your expectations are going to be higher than theirs. Their only expectation is done error free. Not how
Right.
quick. If you got to call them 3 times, call them 3 times.
Mhm.
Because sometimes we have this bigger moment where they're just like, look, it can take 2 hours, man. It's all good. We just want an error free signing. Okay. So nerves are normal. I'm proud of you for getting on here and sharing it. But my biggest coaching is just give yourself some grace. Okay. If it takes 90 minutes, it takes 90 minutes. You know, a lot of times new students have this expectation that they got to be great at something they've never done. This is your first swing. Like
Right.
let's let go of that expectation. The expectation today or your first closing is experience. You know what I mean? It's learning how to navigate paperwork upside down. It's learning how to make them say their oath. It's learning how to get their, they get their signatures in your book. So it's just all about just giving yourself grace, being excited about this learning moment, and know this is one of a million. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
don't
Absolutely.
expect, don't compare yourself to a notary who's been doing it for 10 years. This is your journey, okay? So you're going
Hmm.
to be so freaking good. I have no doubt in my mind. Slow is a speed. So if you got to like take 30 seconds to look at a document before you flip it over to them, then so be it. So just remember that this is your first time. Be patient with
Absolutely.
yourself. Give yourself grace. You have an unbelievably beautiful smile.
Well,
Give
thank
them
you.
the charm and just give them a smile and I mean, this is one down and a million to go. Let's go.
I am so excited. Thank you so much.
So DM me, let me know how it goes. But just remember, on the way out, just this is your first time. Give yourself grace. Don't beat yourself up.
Absolutely.
Okay. Double check your work, if not triple check before you leave. And by the way, make a little joke at the end. Is like, I'm like a dentist. You don't want to see me again, so I'm gonna trick this one more time. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And if you do
Absolutely.
it 3 times before you get in the car and leave, check it one more time. So there's no such thing as too thorough on your first closing. Anticipate the
Absolutely.
nerves. You know what I mean? Anticipate maybe paperwork got stuck or you missed something. So you're about to be in business as a notary. I mean, come on.
I'm
How
excited.
juiced are you?
I'm absolutely excited. I know it's just the nerves on being the first one, and after I swing and hit on the first one, I'll be ready to go to the second and third one. So I'm
I'm
excited.
I'm proud of
Absolutely
you.
excited.
I mean, honestly, you have a beautiful smile. Your energy is amazing. Just be you is my coaching. Just don't need to be someone you're not. Just be you. Go in there, be thorough. And I'm a DM away if you need me. But girl, let's get it.
Let's
All right,
go.
let's go.
Thank
Good luck. And
you.
everyone's giving you a bunch of congratulations. So read those comments. Bye. Oh
Bye.
my
Thank
gosh,
you.
signing #1 for my girl. Really, this business is all about giving yourself grace. So if you're a new signing agent, you just got the course, give yourself grace. The business will be there. Let your learning curve set in. Every Monday you come on and you hear these students making money. The business is there. Just give yourself grace, follow the system, and know that you're amazing. Let's go. Let's go with Michael Davis, the man, the myth, the legend. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good, Mark. How about
Good,
yourself?
man. You just jump it back in the biz. Where are we? How are the nerves? Give me a follow up.
Yeah, so last time we got off that call, I think I went marketing the next day. I hit about probably like 5 title companies, and I was really like confident going into it. Yeah, I pictured it to be very, very good, and it turned out really good. There was a couple times the gatekeepers they try to like get me out,
Yeah,
and I managed to like get past
yeah,
them, and I was like going to each escrow officer talking, and I thought, I guess I had set these like really high expectations. I was like, man, it's gonna be so easy getting back into it. I've been doing this
yeah.
for a while, and yeah, I've been following up with emails, and I guess it's not really coming in
Yeah,
as quick as I thought it
no,
would.
yeah, yeah, no. Appreciate the honesty and transparency and vulnerability. So let's just break this down real quick. I just talked to another student people ago. And so my
Hmm.
point to you is remember the way you buy things.
Yeah.
That's how they buy things too. And so I think that I love your energy and your enthusiasm going into it. But now it's recalibrating with realistic expectations. They might need to see you a couple times, man. I mean, remember, they have a relationship with a notary. Okay. You got to remember that, right? You used to be someone's go to notary. And so they're always going to protect their notary. So what you're waiting for, Mike, remember this, is what you're waiting for is their go to notary to get sick, be double booked, or go on vacation. Like that is what you're waiting for as someone coming in new. And so your job is just to reinforce if one of those 3 things happens to your current notary, I'm your guy. And now your job is to have that message to 10 or 15 title companies. And then remember, everybody has a relationship. Okay, cool. So I'm now waiting for that notary to be double booked. It will happen. You've been in the business. You've been double booked,
Yeah.
right? You're waiting for loan docs to come in last minute to the escrow officer, and their go-to notary can't picking it up because it's too short a time. You've been in the business. You know that's how it works. So my point is realigning with understanding how the industry works. They got go-to notaries. You already know that. So your job now is to just have that messaging out to as many people where you live. If your go-to notary gets sick, goes on vacation, has a baseball game they got to go to, gets double booked, gets a flat tire, I'm your guy. So I think what's happening is you're putting that expectation that those 5 people that you've marketed to, go-to notaries all going to get sick. You just got to spread your wings a little bit wider, put more fishing lines in the ocean, and then remember to follow up and say the exact same thing. Yo, it's me again. Just here to remind you if they get sick. And so realign with how the industry works. And I think you'll be a little bit more even keel in this process. Does that
Okay.
does that land a little bit?
Yeah, that did land, and I watched that video with that that other guy, and I was like, man, he kind of in the same boat as me. So
Yeah.
and
And look, what I love about you and him is like you want it now. I love it. So the way you get it now is by putting more fishing lines in the water. That's how you get it
got
now.
you.
You don't get it now by going, oh, I did my job with 4 people. No,
Hmm.
because now you're just waiting for one of those 4 notaries to get sick. You could wait, or you could put more fishing lines in the water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so to captivate, to really get you guys to get out and market harder, not harder, but more, frequent's a better word, is to remember what you're waiting for. Remember for someone to get sick, someone to get a flat tire, someone to go on vacation. The more title officers you tell that to, the more the lands are you going to get it. You know what I mean? And then remember, kind of in closing, dude, is like we're a top of mind business. They got a relationship. So you got to remember, like, oh, like if your notary gets sick, like you might walk in the moment their notary called and said, oh, I can't do that 4 o'clock. So
Right.
we're in a top of mind business, and the notary stays most top of mind makes the most money. It's literally that simple.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
just stay the course, dude. Stay the course. Go out and make sure you're doing open houses on the weekends. Really get your teeth back into the industry slowly but surely.
Okay. And I got one
Yeah,
more question actually. So I guess my thing, how I used to market with, I would like show up with
yeah,
donuts and kind of do things like that. And I guess now my approach is trying to step away from like the gift giving and stuff, because I don't want it to come off like I'm bribing, especially if I haven't even
yeah,
had any business from them prior. So I guess
yeah.
what recommendations for that, like second approach, and not want to come off like I'm trying to bribe them.
Okay, let's totally talk about this. I love it. Okay, I'm going to answer this 2 ways. You ready? So
Hmm.
remember what I teach. I don't teach you to bribe anybody. In fact, I think that goes anti-business. Everyone can
Right.
feels like we're the being bought. So remember, my first suggestion, maybe go back to the course a couple more times. But let me say this:
Hmm.
when you walk into a title company, Mike, right? You are literally interrupting their day. Literally, they are trying to put food on their family's table by closing escrows or whatever they do. And you're walking in, they're like, yo, I want business. So the reason I remind you of that is you should have gratitude for them taking time away from their desk to hear you. It is not
Hmm.
a bribe, it is a thank you. So, hey, I know I just interrupted your day. I am so sorry, but I just want to give you this to say thank you for your 5 minutes. That's not bribing, that's showing gratitude. So it's the way you position it that is all the difference in the world. Because if you just position as I'm dropping off and leaving, that is 100% a bribe. I do not recommend that. But by humanizing the business, it's not a bribe at all. It's like, look, dude, I know that I just interrupted you and I'm sorry. So I want to say thank you for this moment. I want to show some apology. This is me showing you a thank you. Because remember, gratitude is the physical showing of appreciation. Just saying thank you is just being appreciative. But gratitude is like giving somebody something and showing that appreciation. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
don't forget the bridge, because the moment they know you have gratitude, my dude, is the moment they're actually going to listen to you. Don't forget that
Gotcha.
part of the business. Now, look, money's tight for everybody. So let's go away from that. Okay. Remember, what I teach you as an LSS student is we got to make this a win-win. By walking into an escrow office, how can you help them grow their business? Go.
Well, I can help them by making sure that the docs get back to them in a timely manner, having an air-free signing, keeping that line of communication open, and being on time to my
Okay.
appointments.
Let's go even deeper. How else can you go? How does your title officer make money? Who is their client?
The realtor,
Okay, cool. So what could you do?
maybe take some photos at the signing table.
Okay, that's good. Let's keep going. One more level deeper. So they make money from realtors, right? So
Yeah,
who do they want to meet? Okay.
more realtors.
Could you facilitate that in some capacity?
Yeah,
Is that free?
Yeah.
So think about helping their business. So what if the conversation sounded like this? Hey, you know what? Like, I know that you make money from realtors. I know one. Is there any way I can connect you guys to see if you guys could work together? Did that cost you any money?
No.
No. What did you just do for them?
Help their business.
Is that more important than donuts?
Yeah, for sure.
And was that free?
Yeah.
That makes sense. See, remember what I teach you. We are givers, not takers. All you're doing is trying to go to a title office and take and then wonder why they're not calling you. We are
Mm.
givers, not takers. What am I doing right now to you? I'm giving. If I give to enough people, I know enough people are going to want to rock with me, right? But
Right.
the point of me saying that, that's what I want you to do with your business is be a giver. What can you do to help grow their business? If you walk into a title company, it's like, yo, I want to figure out how I can help you grow your business. You say it. Now you're different than any notary's walked in that front door. We are
Mm.
givers at Loan Signing System. We're not takers. The reason people's businesses fail in any industry because they're trying to get as much as they can from the person they're marketing to instead of trying to give. Everything else you said about, by the way, is giving. Referrals, I think you said, that's giving, right? So
Yeah.
get into a giver mindset. That's LSS Nation, right? I want error-free signings because I want you to get more business. Like if you really have your conversation spoken from a giver mentality, now you're different than other notary to walk in. Did
Mm.
that land today?
That did. That was good, Mark. Wow.
Hey,
Thank you for that.
I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud you're getting back in the business. So remember, set up realistic expectations, put more fishing lines in the water, and become a giver, not a taker. And I promise you, if you do those three things, you're gonna get back to where you were a year ago.
Okay.
All right, man. Glad you're on. You know I'm here if you need anything.
Thanks,
All right,
Mark.
man.
Appreciate it.
Oh my God. I hope everyone got a lot of value from that conversation. But I'm going to wrap today up by saying thank you so, so much. I end every single live with the exact same statement. And that is, I believe in you. I do. Why? Some of you guys are like, man, you don't even know me, Mark. I believe in you because me and you are cut from the same cloth. We're not talkers, we're doers. Did you know that 90% of America works for 10%? Let me say that one more time. 90% of this country works for 10%. You are part of the 10%. You're part of the 10% of America who actually believes in themselves. You're part of the 10% of America who actually believe they can build something from nothing. You are a risk taker. You're courageous. You are brave. So give yourself more credit. Absolutely. You are amazing. So when I say I believe in you, it's because I really do. So I end every single one with the exact same sentence. I believe in you so much, but I just can't believe in you more than you believe in yourself. Let's go!